Oh, makes me feel like a bad bun mom. He's alive. He's alive. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Camille. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today's video is actually kind of an introduction, history video, whatever you may call it, for the handsome of all the handsome buns, the love of my life, the joy, the bun that is motivated for food just like his mom. I'm talking about Trout the bun. So Trout is my 1.5 year old American Shorthaired. I got him back in April of 2019. And funny story is that we weren't actually in the market for a rabbit at all. I may have kind of put some feelers out there to potentially bringing one into the household, but myself and my significant other Alex at the time weren't looking for a rabbit. So when I was at the pet store, I was actually picking up some hamster food for Haystack, and from across the way, I saw Trout, and I said, "That's my rabbit." He was so cute. He had these little helicopter ears where one stood up and one hung down, and I just fell immediately in love with him. So I did the adult thing. I actually went home and had a conversation with Alex, and I said, "Hey, I want a rabbit." Such an adult conversation. I said that, I want a rabbit. I saw one at the pet store. I think it's time that we get a rabbit. So adult. Of course, he had questions, but I reassured him the fact that I grew up with rabbits. I felt very comfortable owning a rabbit, and that this rabbit that I saw is mine. So we brought Trout home, and we weren't prepared for a rabbit at all. Well, I knew that I wanted him to be free roam, so I didn't want to get a cage. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a cage that says that it's for rabbits when it's not big enough. So um, we put him in a bin, this huge bin that had enough room for his litter box for him to stand up. It was a temporary solution. Eventually, we did upgrade it to a exercise pen, of course, for him, his home base. So he was sold to us with an eye issue. He had conjunctivitis, which I noticed some yellow discharge in his eye from the very first day that we brought him home. I monitored it for a few days, brought him to the vet. He had to get eye drops to clear it up. This poor rabbit has just tested every rabbit medication that there is, apparently. Oh, makes me feel like a bad bun mom. He's alive. He's alive. Um, yeah, his personality when we brought him home, the very first night we snuggled with him on the couch. I don't know why I thought snuggling with them from their very young age would make them snuggle buns, because that was not the case with Trout. And I know that's not the case for actually most rabbits. Just it's some rabbits like to snuggle, some rabbits don't like to snuggle. Trout tolerates the snuggles. Would he prefer to be just pet from afar? Yes. Yes, that is true. Um, yeah, his personality in general is fantastic. I think he has a great little bun personality because, um, the first month or so that we had him, he really came out of his shell. He was dancing around our feet. He was jumping up on the couch, giving us kisses. He was just great. He was a very social rabbit without being overly attached to you, and he was just, everything that I could have expected from a rabbit. And it was just amazing to watch him grow and come into what he is now. Unfortunately, in June of 2019, there was an accident with Trout where he ended up losing his left rear leg. So he is a Tri-Bun, and for a month or so afterwards, we're in the recovery process, and he did rescind, whatever that word is, kind of into his shell. Um, he wasn't giving us kisses anymore. However, he obviously felt safe enough around us that he didn't hold a grudge. So I'm very fortunate in that. And of course, I will make a video talking about Trout's accident, because I think it would be important to just be upfront on what happened, because it was an accident, go over the recovery process of it, and then talk about what happens when you have an accident with one of your pets. So look forward to that one. So he is just, he's amazing. When he had his accident, he didn't get too stressed out. He was still eating, pooping, everything that you would like from a rabbit. And he kind of accepts any scenario with ease, which is perfect. You know, Alex and I have separated at the moment, and I moved back home, and I'm kind of in a roommate situation where all we have is my room, and all we have is, I want to say each other, but that's really dramatic. But he really helped me through that situation. At the time, we did not have Roe when we first moved back, and it was just him and I. And every day that I would walk into the room and return home after work, he was there to greet me. And it was a new experience for us, and I think it was a really good experience to have, because it just reassured me how great it is to have an animal companion. And I'm very fortunate, because now I do live in the home where my cats live, and then the rabbits are completely free roam in my bedroom. So I get surrounded by animals that I really am fortunate to have and can call my own. So yes, so for about the month after we moved back home, Trout was still by himself, but I determined that it was important to bring in another rabbit into the household, because Alex wasn't there anymore to socialize with Trout when I was at work, and he needed that companion. And I understand it's very important, and rabbits live longer when they have a bonded companion. So at that point, we introduced Roe to the household, and he embraced it. He really needed that companionship, and watching them together is really great. They bring out personalities that I just think wouldn't be available or upfront with just a human companion. So it's really lovely to see how they are with each other. So yeah, Trout, what can I say? He's amazing. I say he's amazing. Of course, there's some days where I'm like, ooh, little buddy, you're really driving me up the wall here. And those days are usually when he gets into things he's not supposed to, and part of it's my fault, but he is also extremely food motivated. So one of the big things with the amputated rabbit is that you want to make sure that you keep their weight under control. The unfortunate thing is that I do feed them their recommended amount of food each day. However, Trout is a chunker. He's so chunky. And Bro is not particularly interested in most foods, so we gotta figure that out. Yeah, but if you'd like to see more content of Trout, there is going to be plenty of it here on this channel here. And I encourage you to comment down below and let me know who was the first or yeah, I guess, what was your first rabbit companion that really made you think, yes, I'm gonna have rabbits for the rest of my life? Because to me, Trout is that rabbit. I've had rabbits growing up, but Trout is really what makes me want to eventually run a rabbit rescue once I'm graduated school and done with my veterinarian degree. Trout is the inspiration to so many things. So I'm very fortunate to have him. I'm very lucky to have him in my life, and he is the love of my life. Yes, so comment down below and let me know who was the first rabbit in your life that really made you think, yes, rabbits are my companion pet, my familiar, however you so choose to represent it. And make sure you subscribe, like, all that good stuff, because there's going to be more rabbit related content on this channel, and I'm hoping that it's going to be a very great space for everybody who has these small pets and who really enjoy the company of them. So yeah, until next time though, stay happy. Bye.